So you don't believe in God. I get it. I struggled with it too for the longest time myself, right? Because what we call traditional religion makes no sense for those of us who actually use our brains, think about things, ask questions, and don't just follow the herd, right? There's so much hypocrisy and the condemnation of God's creation, so much violence, right? What happened in the past and the shit that's still going on today. But God's supposed to be love and all one and all that kind of stuff, right? But let me tell you, God is real. Now, the word God isn't real, right? It's actually an acronym. It stands for generator, operator, destroyer, right? It's describing a force. It's not a name of a being. But see, due to our own ignorance and lack of understanding, we always seem to make characters like ourselves in order for us to relate to them and get a better understanding. That's what we got to do for the masses, right? So that's what traditional religion does. It gives God, or source as I like to call it, human characteristics or traits, but that's where the falsehoods come in and the lack of true understandings, right? Because infinite source is not human. It's everything. It's all things. So therefore it does nothing. So it doesn't get mad, doesn't get happy, doesn't get its feelings hurt, doesn't have any major expectations from you. It doesn't want revenge, right? All it wants is for you to live within the natural means of the laws that it puts in place and ultimately express your highest good. Source doesn't have ego that needs to be stroked by you begging and pleading or giving money or sacrificing and all this other kind of stuff, right? Those are man's ideas. I mean, how much sense does that really make if we actually were to think about it? Why in the world would infinite source of creation need to be worshipped or groveled upon? Source doesn't need your approval. It doesn't need your pats on the back and your high fives for it to be God. That's almost like saying your mom and your dad made you get on your knees and worship, beg and plead to give you food, clothing, and shelter that you needed to have. Now, did they do that? No. Why? Is because they're parents, right? And parents do whatever they can for their children, their creations, right? And that's their job. And we're all children of the Most High. So just like a normal parent, it's Source's job to give us everything we want and everything we need. And better yet, we're even created in the image of Source. We are the tabernacle Source. So therefore, we're here to work with it, not for it. We're not here to beg and plead for things, right? The kingdom of heaven is within. But we also need to understand that we're talking about a time where there was no formal real education and no real true knowledge. And I say formal education with air quotes, right? Knowledge was kept to a limited few, and the masses were just told whatever was necessary to keep the social structure in order, no different than the fake news and bullshit that they feed us today. Right? When the king needed the masses to do something, they would just say, God told us to do this, and you got to do this, right? So it's perfectly understandable and valid to question the validity of traditional religious beliefs. Trust me, I get it. I really, 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 truly do. But I didn't give up on God. Right? And that doesn't mean that you give up on God or source altogether as well. It just simply means that you have to do more research. Because I'm willing to bet that 98% of those who follow traditional religions have zero clue of what they're actually doing. Right? Zero. Absolutely none. Because humanity's been on the planet for 200,000 years. The big four have only been around for 2,000 years. So they obviously originated from something much older, but the true nature of God has been lost in, antiquity, war, power, and manipulative plots. I personally like to use the internet as an analogy for source, right? Source is like the internet. It has unlimited information and unlimited potential. Right nowadays, you can order groceries from your refrigerator. It'll order milk for you when you run low. The coffee maker send you an email when it's done. And just like those devices, they can't work to its fullest potential without being connected to the internet. And now we are devices as well. We have our own purpose, our own identification code, right? But we can't work to our highest potential as either without connecting to the source, the infinite potential, right? Connecting to source allows us to be and do anything and everything we could possibly imagine. And regardless if you want to believe in this infinite source or not, it believes in you. It is the actual thing that is powering you right now. It is the thing that's making your heart beat. It's the thing that's making your brain churn, the blood, all that kind of stuff. So regardless if you want to believe in it or not, it believes in you. It's just not biological function. And I want you to live the life that you deserve, right? We're all here to live a life of joy, happiness, abundance. So I need you to let go of all the old dogmas and the old rule of tradition. Right? I want you to see the light. Infinite source is always changing, right? It's infinite. It has all kinds of different things. So we need to start changing with it. Religion was created back in the dark ages, right? We're in the age of illumination. right? We're going to be the ones to usher in the true knowing of source, free from all the contradictions and the hypocrisy, free from all the condemnation and the violence, right? Let's not let the ignorance of man in the past keep us from what belongs to us right now. Life is a gift from source to us. What we do with that life is our gift to source. So come with me on this journey, right? True understanding comes from knocking down barriers of tradition, right? Because we have to see things from all sides and all perspectives, not just one. God is real. You are God. I am God. God is all. Generator, operator, destroyer. Follow, like, and subscribe for more Bible and spiritual deep dives.